And we are live. How is it going, everybody? This is Robbie One Kenobi, and welcome to another live stream here on my channel, brought to you by Google Hangouts. And today we're going to be talking about WWE Survivor Series 2017. We're going to be talking about fantasy booking, fantasy match cards. And of course, joining me today are my fellow Horsemen brothers. Sadly, Gene from BSP Wrestling Show could not be with us today, but of course, he's always with us in spirit. Gene, we miss you, and we hope to have you back on soon. But of course, I've got with me Mike, aka the Club of the Man, 1993, one of my good friends. Mike, thank you for joining me.
Sure thing, Robbie. And all I gotta say is, what? To your new profile pic.
Oh, yes, yes. As you guys can see, I made a little change. The AJ Styles WWE Championship icon, it went for quite a few months after AJ won the title at Backlash. I want to say a year, but I've updated it to the lovely Jukota herself, Tainara Conti. So, and yes, for those that don't know, I caught Mike off guard with this because he didn't think it was my profile. He thought it was a different hangout. But when he saw the picture, he knew exactly why it was mine. But again, of course, Mike, thanks for joining me. And if they don't know, we got to let them know, when Ruby wins, we riot. Yes. That's our new thing, Mike. Me and Gene, we got the Uso thing going on, but you and me, we got when Ruby wins, we riot. Yes. And lastly, last but damn sure not least, this is a guy, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I was going to say, I love this guy. He's a great guy. And wait a minute. And he's what makes America great. And he's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, like another real American, another great American. But you know what? I thought to myself, and I said, you know what? I'm going to give him something better. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Daniel Giza, baby!
Robbie, it is great to be here, my fellow Americans, everybody that's watching. It's great to have you. It's a great audience. Tonight, we're going to make Survivor Series the greatest pay-per-view since the Battle of the Billionaires. And I was there. I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I don't give a shit. So great. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
Definitely. Like I said, Daniel Giza, baby!
Oh, yeah!
All right, so we're gonna start this video off by addressing the very lackluster Survivor Series card that WWE has pretty much confirmed, as was seen on Monday Night Raw.
Delete.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys, but besides the Usos versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, which I think should be a really good to great match, I don't care for this card. Because I feel like, and Daniel and Mike and I agreed with this, they just said, those in creative said, it's Raw versus SmackDown, so let's just do champion versus champion. And they put 3 champion versus champion matches that just don't feel like champion versus champion. They're not special whatsoever. Alexa Bliss versus Natalya, I'm sure they can give us a good match, but I just don't, just feels blah. The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Need I say more? And then, of course, I can't believe they're going through with this.
Brock Lesnar
versus Jinder Mahal.
That was a good one.
So great. It's going to be the greatest main event of all time.
Well, Vince.
Yeah. Guys, I know you've already said some things on your channels. Well, Daniel, you and I, we talked about it last night on Twitter. Mike, you talked about it during your Raw review on Monday. I mean, what do you guys have anything else you really want to say about the Survivor Series card and Survivor Series in general?
It just needs stakes to it, because, you know, like, why they did this last year, which last year I was like, okay, you know, it's the first year with the brand split back. I get it. But this year, there's absolutely no stakes to it at all.
Yeah, I mean, what's at stake? Nothing. It's just Raw versus SmackDown again. And somebody, and like I told you guys last night, somebody on the Lex Man's video said this. This is feeling more like bragging rights than Survivor Series.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the Raw versus SmackDown concept, but I think you should do it every once in a while at a Survivor Series. And then until then, have Raw and SmackDown have their own traditional Survivor Series matches. Because I didn't think about it until a couple nights ago. It does feel like bragging rights, you know?
It does pretty much.
Yeah.
Here's the easiest way I can describe this pay-per-view as Survivor Series, a giant waste of time.
4 hours.
4 hours, mind you. Why? Unbelievable.
Because it's a big four, but it doesn't feel that important at all whatsoever. Like, really, as I said last night, Money in the Bank, to me, feels more important than Survivor Series. Why not make that big four pay-per-view instead? Because this just feels like crap.
It does. It's once again, guys, like I said in our Raw is Dead commentary, it's frustrating when WWE is giving us such a lackluster product, when SmackDown used to be like a great show, and then under Road Dogg's writing, it freaking just is solid or decent. It doesn't have the luster that it had last year. It's stupid little things like this that just frustrate me with WWE. It's like if Vince McMahon was standing in front of me right now, I would pull a Bret Hart from 1997, I would drop Vince on his ass and I'd tell him, frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it.
That's true.
Oh, gosh.
It is, right? When freaking NXT TakeOver War Games feels more like Survivor Series than Survivor Series feels like Survivor Series, it's just, you have a problem. You know, it's like, damn, man.
Exactly. You know, another point I want to bring up, here's what I feel. I feel that I could go from not watching from now until January and I wouldn't miss a damn thing. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Why should I watch? I mean, I'll still watch, but why? Give me a reason to.
Dude, when SmackDown was under Ryan Ward's writing, I always caught SmackDown because I didn't want to miss a thing when Raw was still in its stage. But now it's like, you're right, Daniel. I almost didn't watch SmackDown one night because I think it was the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because I was just frustrated with certain booking decisions on that show. I was like, if I miss SmackDown, I'm probably not going to miss anything. But when I saw what happened with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I was like, fuck it. Let me watch it because I want to see what happens with Zayn and Owens at least. But, I mean, yeah, we could miss Raw and SmackDown for the rest of the year, and we probably wouldn't miss anything. So that's unfortunate. NXT, I don't want to miss anything on NXT, even though sometimes a big reveal or a big debut is eventually tweeted, you know, before it actually airs.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or Lucha Underground. Like, I don't ever want to miss Lucha Underground because you never know who's going to show up or what's going to happen.
Agreed.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. But if you guys don't have anything else to say, we can get to the real Survivor Series, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Well, I'm ready.
Yes. All right. So, guys, now we're going to get into our fantasy book. And this is something that Daniel and I, we've done this plenty of times with Mike also. We love this because it brings out our creativity and it shows you that we can book a better show than WWE. We've done this multiple times, and that just, when we can book a better show than WWE, that tells you something, and it's not a good thing on WWE's behalf.
Right.
So without any further ado, let's get down to some fantasy booking, and let's start with Mike. Mike, why don't you run down your fantasy match card for Survivor Series 2017?
All right, so I'm more just sticking with, you know, if they still want to do the Raw versus SmackDown concept, like I said, like put some stakes on it, like maybe like, you know, the winning brand from like all these matches get like 3 picks from the other brand or whatnot or something like that. Or like there could be else. There's something at stake at least, and I'd be all right with Raw versus SmackDown. So I kind of, for the most part, just took the matches we had and changed them up. Even though one I kept the same, I'm not for it though, and that's Brock and Jinder. I don't see them changing that match, unfortunately. But I had a different spot for AJ Styles. So there is a lot of still Raw versus SmackDown on this card, but I did have one match that's just Raw and one that's just SmackDown. My just Raw match is the Cruiserweight title match, which I don't want to see this whole 5-on-5 elimination match because, you know, that's already happened except with no elimination this past week on Raw. And I keep saying, why in the world are people helping out Enzo when they're supposed to hate him to begin with if they laid him out on Raw? And I know some at first be like, oh, well, he didn't have the title briefly, but he has the title back now. Shouldn't they all be targeting him right again? But nope. But I'd say just especially after the performance he had in that decent cruiserweight tag match at TLC. It's Cedric Alexander's time. So I'd say pre-show or whatnot, Enzo Amore, Cedric Alexander, Cruiserweight Championship. So on the main card, still have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose taking on the Usos. That's going to be an awesome match. Those are two teams that are built up as dominating champions. We want to see them go at it, see who's a better team, pretty much.
Yep.
For the Raw versus SmackDown women's match, again, just simple stipulation of just whichever team gets the most wins gets more draft picks or whatnot.
Yeah.
My 5 for each team, and I have a little bit of a curveball. I probably mentioned this also on my reviews this week. Of course, there's Alicia Fox, Bayley, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Mickie James would be my Raw team. SmackDown, we have Becky Lynch, Carmella, Natalya, she's champion, but I'll get to that shortly. Tamina and Naomi. However, though, I may mention this, and I know this happened last year, but I still think it would be a nice surprise, as well as lead to a decent non-women's title feud. What if Paige returns and is like a mystery attack, like attacks Becky backstage? Because you all know Becky usually doesn't get somewhere so easily anymore, the way she's written as this underdog. So why not have Paige at least interfere on Becky's half, and she returns to. There has been rumors when she does come back, she's going to SmackDown and she takes her spot. But either way, I would probably see the Raw women's division winning this one with Asuka being the sole survivor.
Yeah.
That's for Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the women's. Now for the Intercontinental title versus the US title match. This is a tough one because I don't want to see Corbin drop the US title yet, even though why are they having him lose to Sin Cara on dirty stuff? Well, the disqualification he got the other night, I was all right with because he actually tried to literally kill him. But that count out loss, I like, what the hell was that? But this one was tough because I don't want to see him face The Miz, having the whole heel on heel thing, except for the fact that, The Miz would probably crap his pants if he faced Baron Corbin. The only other two people I can see taking the title off The Miz is either Roman Reigns when he comes back from his sickness or Braun Strowman. However, though, with it being with Braun Strowman being somewhat involved with Kane, I have this bad feeling it's going to be Roman. I mean, if they actually let these two go out, though, and actually let Corbin be just a guy who just does not care, beats the crap out of each other, I feel like him and Roman, they could mix together, have a good match. That's why I picked Roman versus Baron. And then we have, of course, I don't want to see it, but I still can see Jinder versus Brock happening. Even though I would much rather see Brock versus Styles. But at this point, I don't really know if I could bring the will to even care too much anymore about Brock's matches after he beat Braun. Because if he can beat Braun, who else should I look forward to see facing Brock,
Yeah.
Especially if the plan is to have Roman take the title off in Mania. But now for the Raw and SmackDown championships, now it seems like that Alexa Bliss is not done yet with Mickie James. But I wouldn't mind still seeing her still be champion. But either way, I think Charlotte is going to take the title off of Natalya. Because if they do just Alexa versus Natalya, they'd be decent wrestling matches, but it would still be kind of flat. So that's why I'd say Charlotte sometimes in the next few weeks will take the title of Natalya, and it'll be Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. It should be, a decent fresh match, I feel. And then here is my SmackDown match that I have on here. It doesn't look like to me that Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn is going to be in the Survivor Series match, which, surprised me a little bit when Sami lost to Orton the other night. But I really feel that they have to have these guys on the card somehow. And with the tension that happened after, Sami turned heel, pulling KO out of the way for Shane to get destroyed, I'm going to predict a tag match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Shane McMahon and AJ Styles in a tornado tag match.
I like that. I like that stipulation.
Let them go loose, beat the crap out of each other, use weapons, whatnot, and this could be probably a possible match of the night. I feel he gets supremacy over and hey, there could be stakes in this one as well. Will KO maybe want to take over SmackDown or whatnot, as he seemingly is trying to do. You know, they pushed the buttons of, you know, Shane and Daniel Bryan as well the past 2 weeks too. So I would think that would be a pretty good match. And then the main event, not Brock versus Jinder. The main event, again, if we're going to do, you know, this whole Raw versus SmackDown thing with some stakes involved in the men's Survivor Series team, which my team for Raw is The Miz, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Cesaro and Sheamus taking on Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, and Donald Trump. Just kidding. I actually just throw a little curveball here. What if you had Chris Jericho return and he be part of the men's Survivor Series tag match for Team SmackDown?
There you go.
That's a nice addition right there.
So again, just add stakes to it and just, you know, just maybe put different opponents against some of these champions. And I think if there's stakes to it, it would be an all right show.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good card that you got there, Mike. It's a good card.
Yes.
All right, Daniel. Let's take a look at your card. What'd you come up with?
Well, it took me a long time to think about what I would like to see at a Survivor Series, and then I saw the actual card that we got, so I had to go back and make some changes. But I think I finally settled on a card that I think would be that would lead to an enjoyable Survivor Series. So we'll start from the bottom and we'll work our way to the top. My first match on this card, I am not doing the Usos. Despite how good this match could be, I have the Shield doing something different on my card. So instead, I have the Usos defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. That's a match I'd want to see. It's a fresh match, and I believe it or not, aren't Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin the #1 contenders? So there you go. I would do this match instead. Despite how much I'd want to see that match, you'll see how it works on later on up the card we go. So that's my first match. Then. And speaking of, I'm only doing one champion versus champions match on my card. The rest are all singles title match. Because think about it, there's no title matches on this show, on the actual card. So that's another thing that I'm like, well, there should be at least one or two.
Yeah,
I agree. Yes.
So for the United States Championship, I have Baron Corbin, defending against Ty Dillinger. I think this would be a good role for Ty, a good slot. There's some, you know, history between Corbin and Dillinger going back to what they've been doing over the past number of weeks on SmackDown, with Ty being involved in the triple threat. So rather than having Baron Corbin face, Sin Cara the past 2 weweeks. And then he loses in a count out. Like, really? This is why I don't watch SmackDown anymore. Come on. So, I want to see the Perfect 10 challenge. I think this is a good role for him for the United States Championship.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel, I'm sorry. I just read a comment that reminded me of something that Mike said. You got to say it, Shelton.
Benjamin. It's the way the Usos were saying on commentary the other night. Shelton.
Yeah. That's what Ultra Shadow just said in the chat, and that's why I had to say it.
Yeah.
There you go. Moving up the card for the Intercontinental Championship, I have The Miz defending his title versus Finn Balor. That's a match and a feud I wanted to see for a while. You want to give Finn Balor something of relevance to do. If he's not going to go after the Universal title, why not have him go after the Intercontinental title? And I think a feud with Miz could do him wonders compared to the feud with Bray Wyatt, which has done nothing for either guy. So Balor versus Miz, why not? There you go.
Weren't Balor and Miz in a match where the winner would fight for the IC title? Weren't they in a triple threat with Rollins?
That was a very good triple threat match.
Yes, that was awesome.
Very good. That was on Raw back in May, I want to say. Or June.
I think it was for Extreme Rules, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. That would be May.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I want to see Balor and Miz because
it's fresh.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Balor. If WWE would have taken my idea and actually did the double turn or actually had Bray and Finn become an alliance and build up to the whole double turn and the demon becoming corrupt and consuming Finn, I'd be more.
Oh my gosh! Whoa,
that's too good.
That's storytelling. That might actually go somewhere. We can't do that. We can't.
Nope.
I gotta say this real quick, Daniel. When you told me, can you write for WWE because that's more effort you put in than WWE has ever put into Balor and Wyatt, I raced home from the gym just so I could record that video because I was so motivated by what you said, man.
There you go. That's all it takes is motive, because you care, and they don't care. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They just get through this shit.
Yeah.
It's all they care about.
Exactly.
All right.
So now for the only champion versus champion match. Well, actually, I lied. There's two. Well, I'm saving that one for the main event.
Oh, Dan, you know what happens when you lie to us?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I am not lying. It's all fake news. Mike works for CNN. He's a liar.
Works for CNN.
I don't like you. Get him out of here. Throw him out. Delete. Yes. What were you saying? I don't care. Gotta go.
Anyway, I don't know where he went. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. Champion versus champion.
Yes.
That's the match. Well, look at that. Alexa Bliss brought up the fact, what was it, on Raw Talk? That she kind of hinted at a match with Charlotte, and then they do the Natalya versus Alexa. I'm sorry. That doesn't seem exciting to me. Mm-hmm. I would rather see Charlotte versus Alexa. It's a fresh match, and I think it could be a good match, actually. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we go to the Survivor Series matches. I have, for my women, Team Raw being composed of Asuka, Emma, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax versus Team SmackDown Live, which is made up of Natalya, Naomi, Becky, Carmella, and the returning Paige. And then you could kind of maybe do what Mike said, the feud with Paige and Becky. I would be interested in seeing that. Maybe you could have Paige turn her back, because I think realistically, if you're going to have Asuka on Team Raw, which I assume she will be, there is no chance in hell that Team Raw should lose. No. So, you know, if SmackDown's going to lose based on the fact that Asuka's there, it would be a good time to bring back Paige. And if you want to turn her heel, have her walk out and cost her team, you know, the opportunity. It comes down to Becky, a Paige against Asuka. Yeah. You know, have Asuka dominate that match. Have her go crazy. You know, because so far, the way that they've been booking Asuka, I mean, no disrespect to Emma. I love Emma a lot. But the way that they've been booking Emma, I'm sorry. Asuka really should have just easily kicked her ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Asuka's supposed to be this dominating force, yet she goes up against somebody who we've been conditioned to believe, no disrespect to Emma, but she's a loser on the main roster, you know? And that's a shame. It is, but perception is reality. And I felt like that hurt Asuka having a long, while it was a good match, it hurt her having a long competitive match.
Yeah.
It did.
So that's my 5-on-5 Interbrand Survivor Series match. Now for my next match, I have The Shield teaming up Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins with Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe. That's Team Raw.
Woo!
Wow. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a little uneven here because you'll see how the rest of my card plays out. Taking on Team SmackDown Live of Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Rusev, and I stuck Jinder Mahal here because he's not my champion. And there's your Team Raw versus Team SmackDown 5-on-5 match. And there are stakes to these matches. The winning brand gets numbers 25 to 30 entrants in the Royal Rumble. That would be completely dominated by either Raw, they get the last 5 picks, or SmackDown. So there you go. It kind of tips the scales of the Rumble in the favor of the winning brand.
That's good. I didn't think of that, man. That's really good.
Yes.
That's great, Daniel. Kudos.
His reaction says it all, Robbie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried.
Look, Tainara Conti is blown away by the fact that one team could win 5 slots.
Whoa. I mean, I didn't want to make it too much, but I think 5's a reasonable, and it's the last 5. Think about how that could change the game. There's something to that.
Woo!
And it gets better. My card gets better. This will never happen, but I'd love to see it happen. So we all know how Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens has had issues with Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
And on my card, I have them taking on, they're in a tag team match. Can't get it out. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens taking on Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
Ooh.
I really wish.
Yeah.
I wish. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I'd love to see it. I know we won't, but I had to. Just because it's a fantasy card, I figured why not?
Yeah, definitely.
That would be phenomenal. Just from the issues and the way that they've been berating Bryan, too. I mean, get him in the mix and one more match. Be great. I know it won't, but it won't happen. And then the cherry on top of the sundae is Brock Lesnar as your Universal Champion versus AJ Styles, your WWE Champion. There's your Survivor Series card.
That is a stacked card, Daniel. I really like what you have. And honestly, like, okay, last year, I remember we were doing fantasy cards for Survivor Series. And you had Undertaker on Team SmackDown. And I just marked out for that. This year, you have freaking the winning team getting the last 5 slots in the Rumble.
Wow. That means something then. You actually care.
Yeah. That is insane. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes. All right. So we have now made it down to my fantasy card. And guys, I was telling Daniel and Mike before we went live, I did this during SmackDown Tuesday night. It really wasn't hard to come up with a lot of these matches other than 1 or 2 because I wanted to come up with strong teams. But this, in my opinion, I'm proud of this card. It's a strong Survivor Series card. This is what Survivor Series. It's going to be Raw versus SmackDown. This is what it should be. So I'm going to go through my entire card in the order I would have them play out on the actual show. So for the pre-show, we have a Raw versus SmackDown 20-man Battle Royal. 10 men from Raw, 10 men from SmackDown. Guys like Matt Hardy, The Club, Goldust, Kurt Hawkins, Rusev, Aiden English, Breezango, Ascension, and so forth. Now, here's the kicker for this match. The winning brand, whichever brand has the most team members left in the ring at the end of the Battle Royal, gets a draft pick from NXT.
Nice.
Sure.
There you go. You start things off. You spice things up a little bit with a draft pick from NXT. So that's a nice way to start the whole bragging rights portion of the pay-per-view, the whole Raw vs. SmackDown portion of the pay-per-view. Hey, one brand could win an NXT call-up, and it could be anyone from Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Authors of Pain, Aleister Black, who knows? So that's a little something to like get the crowd excited for the main show, a little battle royal on the pre-show. Speaking of the main show, our opening match, and you guys are going to love this, is for the WWE Championship. The champion, Hard Body Mahal, Jinder Mahal, defending the championship against AJ Styles. And here are the stipulations. 1, there must be a winner via pinfall or submission. No disqualifications, no countouts. So that means if Mahal's going to win and try and conquer the beast, he has to beat AJ Styles with a pinfall or submission.
Okay.
Here's the other. Yeah. And obviously, I just mentioned the other stipulation. The winner goes on to face Brock Lesnar later in the main event in a champion versus champion match.
Nice. I like
Sounds
that.
good.
I'm just checking one thing real quick. All right. Our next match will be the first of the Team Raw versus Team SmackDown elimination matches. It'll be our women's match. So for Team Raw, you'll have Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Emma, and of course, your team captain, the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss is the best. Say what?
What?
Versus Team SmackDown. And on Team SmackDown, you have team captain Becky Lynch, a.k.a. Captain B, Charlotte, Naomi, Miss Money in the Bank Carmella, and Nikki Bella. Now, you're probably wondering, where's Natalya? Well, Mike, you touched on this earlier. Last year, Natalya was responsible for Nikki Bella being attacked and being taken out of the Raw vs. SmackDown Women's Elimination match. So 1 year later, we're going to have history repeat itself, and we're going to have Nikki take Natalya out, and then Nikki will replace Natalya on Team SmackDown, because what I see in the future is a Nikki Bella Natalya SmackDown Women's Championship feud. You see what I just did there, guys? Not only am I doing something special for the match by having Nikki Bella return for maybe one night only based on her Dancing with the Stars schedule, but I'm looking forward to the future with her and Natty. They had a great feud earlier this year. Why not rekindle it for the SmackDown Women's Championship? So what is that called when you look ahead toward the future, when you have something in mind?
Long-term booking?
Yeah, really?
Whoa!
Long-term booking right there, guys. So, Nikki Bella, fresh fresh off her run of Dancing with the Stars, or if she's still on Dancing with the Stars, makes a one-night appearance on Team SmackDown, manages to sneak in there by getting rid of Natalya, and there's your 5-on-5 women's elimination match. Oh, and one other thing, I'd make it a Lumberjill match.
Nice.
And the Lumberjills will be from Raw, Mickie James, Dana Brooke, who I don't know if you guys saw, but she bolted when the SmackDown women came after her. She threw the makeup chair at them and bolted.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So, Dana, I love you, but I'm sorry. You have to be a Lumberjill for that. You know what happens when you run away from a fight with the SmackDown women when they invade your show?
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
You get a Lumberjill.
You become a Lumberjill.
So, for the Raw Lumberjills, I have Mickie James, Dana Brooke, Alicia Fox. And then from SmackDown, I have Lana and Tamina. And because we don't have many Lumberjills, I've thrown in 2 other special Lumberjills. From Raw, Charlie Caruso, and from SmackDown, Dasha Fuentes. So the backstage interviewers get a chance to get thrown into the mix.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. At the end of the night, the brand that has the most victories will receive 3 draft picks from the opposing brand. I forgot to mention that. That's what's at stake this whole night.
There you go.
Yes, that's all we need.
Next up, we have a Raw Showcase match. It will be Braun Strowman versus Kane in a no-holds-barred match. Now, here's an interesting stipulation. I already have Braun Strowman as a member of Team Raw. Little spoiler alert there. But the stipulation for this is if Kane wins, because obviously this is the feud we're doing right now, if Kane wins, he replaces Strowman on Team Raw in the 5-on-5 men's elimination match.
Simple, but it at least makes you want to see the match.
Yeah.
Yes.
But trust me, I'd have Braun Strowman just beat the shit out of Kane with weapons for like 7-8 minutes and then pin him.
Please, yes.
Yes. Now, I will have The Miz and Baron Corbin facing each other, but it will not be champion versus champion. I instead will be doing a men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. It'll be Team Miz, The Miz, The Bar, Apollo Crews, and Jason Jordan versus Team Corbin. Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger, Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, and the final member of Team SmackDown. And there's only one word to describe this man. Say it with me.
Glorious.
Uh-oh.
The glorious Bobby Roode rounds out Team Corbin. And here's the kicker. This is a very interesting stipulation. I want you guys to tell me what you think of this. So, here's what's going to happen. The winning team, obviously, they earn another point, or they move their brand one step closer toward 3 draft picks. The losing team, however, the losing team captain will have to defend their respective championship against their fellow teammates in the near future.
Okay, yes, I can see that.
So it's a very unorthodox stipulation, I know, but just think about it. Miz and Corbin, they run their mouth. They're not liked on their respective brands. Yet they have to form a team to defend their respective brands, and they would have a little incentive because if either of them loses, then they know they have to defend their title against their teammates, and their teammates are probably not going to be happy with them, and their teammates are going to gun for them and ultimately want to take the title. So it's something very different. I don't think it's ever been done. Yes, the losing team loses, but in a way, they're also getting somewhat of a compensation. The team captain, however, is not going to be in a good spot, though.
Nope, not at all.
No. Hey, Mike, can you do it like Dean Ambrose?
Nope.
So there you go. Miz versus Corbin, but it's team versus team.
Yep, that makes sense right there, especially with, the champions, how Corbin and Miz are. They just run their mouths, like you said. I'd be all for that. It's somebody getting a good title shot.
Yeah. So, and if you look at these are 2 strong teams with guys that don't get along with the team captain, except for the Bar.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you shake things up a little bit. You make it interesting. You make the fans want to see what happens in this match. Because you could have both teams just dropping left and right, like on that South Park episode where they kept throwing games in the Little League because they didn't want to go on to the tournaments. It could be like that.
Pretty much.
And then the team captains can be like, you know what, you guys better get your shit together because if you cost me this match, I'm screwed. And we're screwed as a team. Hey, it's something different. It's unorthodox, but you know what? We need to do things differently in WWE. We need to do things that are unexpected, that aren't predictable, you know?
That's just too much, though, Robbie.
Damn it.
Damn it. All right. This next match is going to be awesome. Listen to this. So I was originally going to do Ambrose and Rollins versus the Usos because that's the match I'm most looking forward to at Survivor Series. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to give this match a wicked upgrade, and I'm going to make it even more awesome. So now you will have Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, the Shield, taking on the Usos and Kofi Kingston and Big E of the New Day in a 4-on-3 handicap match.
Ooh, that is interesting.
You have the New Day and the Usos. They made an Us truce, and together they form the team that I call New Day Us.
New Day Us.
I like that.
I'm for that. Yes, I like that.
Yes. A 4-on-3 handicap match. That's a Shield reunion I'd be excited for. The Shield fighting the two most dominant and, the Shield fighting the two best teams on SmackDown in a handicap match. Ooh, take my money.
Yes, that makes a lot more sense than just a bunch of random guys being thrown together. Two great teams. Yes, I'm for that.
Team New Day Us. I like that name.
New Day Us.
So is this Us Truce?
Gene, if you're watching, I hope you approve of that.
After that, and if you guys notice, I'm doing elimination match, then a standard match, elimination match. I'm evening out like the elimination matches, so we don't get all elimination matches one at a time. You know. Next up, we have for the Cruiserweight Championship. Yes, we're not doing Team Lucha things versus Team Soul Train when we just gave it away on free TV. No, we're not doing that. Instead,
we're
gonna have instead we're gonna have a Cruiserweight Championship match. It'll be Enzo Amore versus Kalisto versus Grand Metalik versus Cedric Alexander versus Rich Swann. Keep up with me now. Versus Mustafa Ali versus Noam Dar versus Arya Davari versus Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese versus the Brian Kendrick versus Jack Gallagher versus TJP in a Cruiserweight Open.
Interesting.
Now, if you guys remember, they haven't done a Cruiserweight Open since WrestleMania 20.
Wow. I remember that.
Yeah, it had guys like Chavo, Rey Mysterio Jr., Billy Kidman, Tajiri, Ultimo Dragon, who tripped twice on his way to the ring. They haven't done a Cruiserweight Open since bringing back the Cruiserweight division or since the first Cruiserweight Open. So why not do that? It's elimination style, have two guys start off, and then every elimination brings a new guy in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. And now we'll see if Enzo Amore has friends in the division or if everyone wants the title. Because like you said, Mike, why does he have friends all of a sudden when he was the most hated Cruiserweight in the division?
Most hated Cruiserweight? He's not even a Cruiserweight to begin with.
I know.
He's
got to bring us money, damn it, because he's a champion. Because he sells merchandise, damn it.
Meantime, rumors have it he gets kicked out of the locker room. Wow.
Yeah.
A guy who you suppose has backstage heat is getting a title from a division that's supposed to be having a high craft art, where instead it's just bullcrap.
Yeah, definitely. Now we get to the big match, the All-Stars match, the men's 5-on-5 team elimination match on Team Raw. Now, obviously, I don't have the Shield in this match because I have them fighting Team New Day Usos, but this was the match that took me a little while to come up with because I wanted to make sure I had strong teams for both Raw and SmackDown. So without any further ado, it's Team Raw, which will consist of Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, and here's the wild card. Originally, it was supposed to be Bray Wyatt because I couldn't think of anybody else besides the Shield or the Miz that I could add in this match that was already in a match. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought, There's one guy on the Raw roster. He was with Raw from the beginning of the year till the end, till he left shortly after WrestleMania. And this would be a ridiculous wild card for Team Raw to have. Kurt Angle could make this happen. So the 5th and final member of Team Raw is Goldberg.
Who's next?
Goldberg. Even if he's in the match for just 5 minutes, if he was to go in there smashing everyone on Team SmackDown before getting eliminated, that'd be awesome. Because I know Goldberg hasn't really had more than a 5-minute match since he returned. But just think about it. Kurt Angle pulls a coup, and they bring in Goldberg.
Interesting, yes.
I'd like to see him. Sure.
Yeah. So there's Team Raw. And then on Team SmackDown, we have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shane McMahon, and SmackDown's wild card. And I forgot about this guy. I'm not going to lie. I forgot about him until Michael Cole said his name on SmackDown Tuesday night. Chris Jericho.
Ooh. Yes. He'll be back and putting all the Raw men on his list.
Yup. And look at that, guys. No Roman Reigns in this match. No Shield. I love the Shield, don't get me wrong. But look, we're giving Balor, Owens, Zayn, Joe, Strowman. We're all giving them a chance to shine in this match.
I like it.
I'm all for it.
Thank you. I wish I would have come up with something as great as Daniel's stipulation. The 5 men that win get the last 5 spots in the Rumble. That is freaking brilliant.
That took me a while to come up with. I really had to think about that one.
That is brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And then lastly, guys, our main event, and I think you know where I'm going with this. It's champion versus champion. The only champion versus champion match that would really mean something on this card. And that is, of course, the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, taking on the champ that runs the camp, the face that runs the place, the phenomenal, the WWE Champion, AJ Styles.
Woo!
Notice no Jinder on your card. Good.
Yeah. No. He is actually in the opening match.
Okay, yes, right.
Yeah, he's in the opening match.
I forgot about that.
You know, I thought about WrestleMania 30, the Ballad of Daniel Bryan. And why not have that as your opener? Leave a lot of interest and maybe some doubt going into the main event. And then you've got your main event set.
Yes.
There it is.
There it is. That is my Survivor Series 2017 fantasy card. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I like it.
You actually have a lot of stipulations, put a lot of thought into it.
Thank you. It only took me not too long throughout SmackDown to come up with it. But, I mean, Daniel's card, it's a strong stack card, and that freaking stipulation for the Team Raw, Team SmackDown All-Stars match just, wow.
That's the selling point. That gets people to care.
Yes.
Right.
That is one of the most original things I have ever seen. Like, that is awesome.
This is what this company needs. You said it. Originality. God, they're killing for it.
Yes.
Please.
I mean, look, his card, Daniel's card, is something I would pay money for if I didn't have the network. My card. I mean, look at how stacked my card is, guys. That's a 4-hour Survivor Series.
Exactly.
It is, yes.
Yes. I mean, yes, the elimination matches do deserve to have time, but if you're going to do 4 hours, I'll give you a stacked card that's worth 4 hours.
Yes.
And that's why, guys, if you like my card, if you like Daniel's card, if you like Mike's card, do one thing. Tweet this out to WWE and make sure you use these hashtags. Please sign Robbie, please sign Daniel, and please sign Mike.
Yes.
Hey, I'll do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yes, I will write for WWE in a heartbeat, and I will give them a stronger product than what they currently have. Robbie for creative, Daniel for creative, and Mike for creative.
Yes.
Amen.
All right, now we got a bunch of comments in the comments section in the chat, so let's take a look at those before we give our closing statements. I saw everything that Daniel and Ultra Shadow said, and yes, I do miss 2016 SmackDown.
Don't we all?
All right. So Daniel Price, another Daniel in the chat, says, Only problem, and I'm assuming he's talking about with us using the Shield in different matches, is that Ambrose and Rollins are facing the Usos. Yeah, we're doing fantasy booking. We wanted to shake things up. And the stipulation should be the winning brand gets to steal someone from the other brand. Raw wins and steals Styles. I like that stipulation, but AJ Styles needs to stay on SmackDown. He needs to stay on the place. He needs to stay in the house that AJ
Styles built.
Yes. Let's see. Daniel Price also says Zayn is mind fucking Owens until he snaps and flips out on him. Yeah, that would be interesting to see if Sami Zayn turned on Kevin Owens and to get back at him for everything that happened at in NXT. That would be something I'd like to see. Zayn versus Owens at WrestleMania could be. I wouldn't mind seeing them fight at SummerSlam because I would love for them to win the titles at WrestleMania, like whether the tag team champions or one of them wins the U.S. title and the other wins the WWE title. I'd like to see that.
Owens and Zayn versus the Usos.
Ooh,
there you go. There you go.
Right there. Yes,
there's looking right there.
There you go.
Yeah, and then I see Daniel's comment about Rollins and Ambrose at Mania. Yes, with the roles reversed. Ambrose as a heel.
That needs to happen.
Because you guys mentioned this, and I noticed this. When Ambrose he's had a little more motivation and fire since the Shield reunited. Have you noticed?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So I think with that motivation and the right heel turn, he could be a brilliant heel.
Oh, I agree.
Phenomenal. Like a Joker type heel. You know, he reminds me of the Joker.
He does.
Yeah. Indeed. Daniel Price also says Zayn is working him. Notice how he is acting like the crazed stalker type and how the happiness is forced. I like Sami Zayn coming out and mocking his entrance and being all happy-go-lucky and goody good and getting in Shane McMahon. I like that. I like that from Sami Zayn. But why did Sami have to turn heel to get this push? Why couldn't he just be a babyface and get the push from the start?
Because they don't know how to book baby faces.
Exactly. You know, it's like what the Lex Man said in his video. Does it take a heel turn for you to get? Does it have to? Are we in a state of WWE where now you need to be a heel just to get a good push?
Yes,
that's what it seems like.
Yep.
Daniel, I see you said you could see Owens and Triple H happening. Yeah, I could see that with the feud between Owens and the McMahons. I like Daniel Price's comment. Aleister Black needs to show up and kick the shit out of Corbin already.
Oh, man.
With the black mask.
Yes, the black mask.
Aleister, say my name.
Yeah. Fucking Velveteen Dream slapping him.
That's great stuff.
Say my name.
Yeah. See, NXT is good. It's simple. It makes sense.
Indeed. It's simple storytelling like that, but you know what's in store for you.
Yep.
I mean, that make me interested in a dude like the Velveteen Dream, who on the main roster, let's be real, his gimmick would flop on the main roster.
Oh, no doubt about it.
NXT, and they're giving him a character to develop. It's working, and it's making us invested in him.
Right.
Daniel Price says in reality we are getting Bork versus Tinder with Cena as ref, and he hits them both with an AA to protect them. I don't know why Cena, other than to set up Jinder and him at Mania. I don't know why Jinder is Cena's the guest referee. Why would Jinder want to referee a match between these two guys?
No way.
What logical sense does that make? Why in storyline? Why would Cena want to be the?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so bad.
Yeah. Ultra Shadow says AJ needs to win the WWE title at Rumble and Nakamura should win the Rumble. AJ versus Nakamura, WrestleMania 34. Yes, I definitely.
Boom. Yes, exactly.
Woohoo!
Daniel, you said you'd like to see Cena and Joe. Yes, I definitely like to see that.
Yes.
There you
go. Daniel says throws out the Raw script before the show goes on the air. I couldn't imagine being in that environment. That's what Neville said. They don't know what they're doing until they get there.
That's bullshit. That is, you have 30 you have 30 writers, and that's the best you can come up with.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone else knows last minute. Yeah, that's That's ridiculous. You know, that's ridiculous because we got to know what is, you know, they should at least know what's happening in advance, at least, you know, long-term booking, you know. And if you do come up with something, if you come up with a last-minute change, then yeah, let them know when they get there and go over it with the talent so they have enough time to prepare for it. But yeah, now Daniel Price said something hella funny about Enzo. Bada boom, walking chia pet in the room. How's it sprouting? And Daniel added, available on WWEshop.com, the Enzo Amore Chia Pet.
I love that one. I didn't know.
Oh, God.
Thank you. All right, thank you to everybody in the live chat for your comments. We'll leave it open for about 2-3 more minutes in case you want to add anything else. Thank you, Ultra Shadow, for your positive feedback. I do hope to write for WWE one day. I actually went online and typed in how to become a creative writer for WWE, and it took me to the careers section.
Whoa.
But I mean, like, yeah, what do you have to do to be a creative writer?
Kiss
kiss
Vince's ass.
Gotta kiss my ass.
Join the Vince Man Kiss My Ass Club.
Yes.
Gotta kiss my ass. Damn it.
I would laugh if that's the truth.
I had to kiss.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
Ass.
Bucky Beaver Tooth. Done.
Too done.
Cornette. You tire me. I love that.
Speaking of Jim Cornette, we were just saying this, Daniel. Before we went on the air, Jim Cornette is actually on Chris Jericho's podcast this week.
Oh, that's a good one. I gotta listen.
That's gonna be worth listening to. Yeah.
Oh, man.
We love Jim Cornette. Hey, you guys remember SummerSlam 1996 and what happened there?
That's a classic.
Do you remember, Mike, what happened?
No, I don't know.
All right. Well, ooh, pretty hot girl. Well, here's what happened. SummerSlam 1996. Go back and watch the fucking tape. Somewhere in the match, Shawn's supposed to come off with the top rope with the fucking elbow, and Vader's supposed to move, and Vader don't move. And Shawn changes gear in midair and just fucking lands right next to him, goes, move, kicks him, move, asshole, or dumb shit, or whatever.
That's classic. I love that clip.
Oh, gosh. I gotta look that up.
I still
have
watch that freaking match because I was watching SummerSlams en route to 2017, and I stopped at that match. I stopped at the promo that Cornette does before the match, and I've been wanting to go back and watch that.
Oh, it's so funny when that happens because now you look for it every time.
Move!
Asshole! Dumb shit.
Yeah. Move, asshole, or dumb shit, or whatever. Shawn Michaels used to fucking up professional. He was on fucking pills. By the way,
fuck you too.
Yeah. The way you talk to me, the way you talk to wholesale there, yo, who brought you into the business, how you fucking expose the business with your little talk. Everybody had to kowtow to you. I love Shawn Michaels, of course. He's my favorite.
I do. I love him.
Most respect.
Oh, yes.
But Jim Cornette, his shoots are the best.
Legendary.
Yes, they are legendary. Like, so, like I said, guys, we're gonna leave the live chat open for a couple more minutes. Mike, Daniel, anything you want to say about these fantasy cards or Survivor Series in general?
Good.
Just don't get what we have right now.
Yeah.
I honestly could give two you-know-whats about the actual Survivor Series cards.
Yeah.
So hopefully something changes between now and then. Because honestly, it's a one-match show. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to waste 4 hours of my life when I have other stuff to do to watch this crap. I'm sorry, it's 4 hours. That's a lot of time to ask people to invest. You better give us something good.
Oh, yes.
Hey, WWE, you needed ideas on how to make Survivor Series a much better show, or as Daniel would say, to make Survivor Series great.
Great. It's great.
We got the material for you right here. All you gotta do is give us a job or give us some kind of credit, some kind of like fat paycheck for all these ideas. We'll give them to you.
Oh, yeah.
Too much, so.
We know how to make Survivor Series great again. Trump impersonation or no Trump impersonation, we know how to make Survivor Series great again. So you want ideas? Reach out to us. We'll send you this. You give us a job writing for you, you pay us well, we'll give you a much stronger product. Because you know what? I actually do want to write for WWE. I'm starting little by little. I'm starting to really get this hope, this passion to write for WWE. Because if I can make a awesome living by providing WWE with the best product possible, I will do it. I will give you everything I got. When I can write a Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt double turn that spells money, that spells WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and yet you've got them dressing up for Halloween, what was originally supposed to be, for Halloween for TLC, and of course, thank God we got AJ and Balor in that awesome match. But when I can do a Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor double turn, which is more interesting than what you're currently doing, and bring in Sister Abigail, I'm rolling with the ball, and I'm more on point with the product than you are.
Well said.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And, I feel like nowadays when we're talking about WWE, we can't do one of these live streams without a shoot or something.
That's just
sad.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. The product is not the product that it used to be.
Nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
Nope. But with that said, guys, I think if guys, you don't have anything else to say, I think we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna bring this live stream to an end. And once again, guys, it was a success. The 4 Horsemen we rode off once again successfully. And of course, I gotta thank you guys for your support and for joining us today. Of course, I have links to all of our social media down below, including Gene's channel. I know, of course, he couldn't be with us, but of course, I support. We're Horsemen. We look out for each other. So everyone's social media is down below. Mainly their YouTube channels, but they're down below in the description box. Make sure to give everybody's channel give their channels a sub. And yes, Ultra Shadow War Games is the real Survivor Series this year because it feels more like Survivor Series.
Oh yes.
Yes. So guys, as always, you guys get a chance to plug your material in your channels and whatnot. So go right ahead. Whoever wants to go first.
Go right ahead, Dan. Oh, it's at the same time.
Both wanted to give each other a chance. I like that.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay, I'll go ahead. YouTube.com/DanielGuys412 for all of my latest thoughts and opinions on the WWE product. And of course, be sure to follow me at Twitter, at DanielGuys412 for all my latest tweets and what have you. So once again, Robbie, it was great for you to have us all on here. And be sure to check out Robbie One Kenobi's channel as well. Cannot say that enough.
Yep, thank you very much, Daniel. Always a pleasure to have you on here. Mr. Law School, I hope you're making a big difference, and one day I hope you do become the law.
Thank you.
You become like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you become the law.
And you'll make America great again.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
true.
I had to get that in, Mike.
True.
And I said this in the last stream. It's not a Horseman live stream without a Trump impersonation. It's not a Horseman live stream without me impersonating one of my fellow Horsemen. And I already did Daniel once, and I could be like, "What's up, guys? Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, here to give you my SmackDown live review." And I'm gonna say SmackDown, it's a good show. It's like these guys went out there. And damn near broke their necks to give us a great match.
Oh, gosh.
That's good.
Oh, my God.
Need you back on here, bro.
Please come back, Goose.
Yeah. We know you're busy, bro, but one day we will have you back like when you did Hell in a Cell predictions with me. And when you come back, you will be great again. Or I'll give you one better. When you come back, Gene, on my channel, you will be glorious.
Oh, gosh.
And Mike, of course, go ahead. You can get a plug-in for your channel.
Yeah, as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel at the Club of the Man 1993. Talk wrestling, play video games, do whatever I want. And as well as you want to catch me on Twitter as well, just follow me at TheManAirboy93 as well there. And also be sure to check out Robbie and Dan's channel as well. We always have a good time, so just always stay tuned to these live streams.
Yes, definitely. And Mike, one more time, we got to let him know when Ruby wins, we riot. Now, I got to give credit because I'm not the one who came up with that. It was Little Izzy from NXT who wrote that sign, the famous Bayley fan. So I got to give her credit because, of course, she's the one who came up with it. But, hey, I love it because Ruby Riot's awesome. That's why we say it. And lastly, guys, of course, you can find me here on my YouTube channel, Robbie1Kenobi. You can also find me on Twitter at Robbie1Kenobi, spelled just like it is spelled here on my YouTube channel. Please make sure to check out my channel and my brethren's channels as well. Check out our content. Give that content, the thumbs up. Hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, we're very passionate about what we do. And I wrote the hashtags in the live chat, guys. Tweet this if you enjoyed this video and you really enjoyed our cards. Tweet this to WWE and to Bucktooth Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon with the hashtags. Please sign Robbie. Please sign Mike. Please sign Daniel. Let them know that there are people, wrestling fans, who want to actually make a difference for this business. So if you really like the cards we predicted, and we will leave them all in the description box as long as they are, if you really liked what we gave you and you really want to see a change and you believe in us, tweet this video to WWE with those hashtags and let them know we're serious about wanting to make a change. And with that said, guys, because I don't know why we just had awkward silence.
I was waiting for somebody to say something.
I was lost.
All right. Well, okay. We are the four horsemen of the YWC. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. And guys, again, thank you for making it a successful live stream. And we will catch you next time in the near future, probably for Year of the End Awards or something before that. But thank you all for watching and listening. Everybody have a good night. Everybody enjoy your weekends, and we will catch you all later. Peace.
Peace.